So 2 blocks for today's class, please. As always, if you have any injuries or if something doesn't work with you, please make sure that you modify or skip something that doesn't benefit you today. You'll still be able to practice yoga. And really the essence of the practice of yoga is tuning in and paying attention to you. Today's class is about, are you ready for this? Mental diarrhea. Mental diarrhea. So mental diarrhea is when we constantly load our minds with thoughts and they capture us. Unlike physical diarrhea, the first thing that we do when we have physical diarrhea is we should stop eating. We're not going to go and grab another cheeseburger, and put it in, okay? So how do we do this? Hello, hello, coming in. Mary, how do we do that? If you think of your physical body, we have so many systems that are very sophisticated and they really work non-stop, yet they're very quiet until something happens. So the whole idea of that is to quieten the mind in order to gain energy, because when we our mind overthinking, we feel depleted physically, emotionally, and so on and so forth. So the first thing that we should learn to do is to stop identifying ourselves with things. So if we stop identifying ourselves with our jobs, so if we lose our job, that's not who we are. If we stop identifying ourselves with our whole life is my mother, my father, my dog, if something happens to them, I'm done. Okay? So again, ask yourself, is it me? And the minute we start to identify that all of those things are a part of our lives, but we're not identifying with who they are. We still interacting, we still continue doing those things, but we know those things. Even if we did something that we regret, if we look at all of us, it's not who we are. So when you have those little thoughts, that's what we say, compassion. How do we do those things? The tools is breathing, visualization, mindfulness, and over time we start to quieten those little voices because we become wiser than the voices, because we recognize we are not those voices or those thoughts. So the practice of yoga, when you find a pose that is really difficult, think of your body, those systems, how they're working so efficiently. So how do you quieten your mind to sustain what it is that comes your way today? We will get started on our backs in supine, in a constructive rest. So come all the way to your back, lift and lengthen your tailbone. Open your feet wider than your hips and bring your knees towards one another. Open your arms out in a T position. Allow yourself a few breaths to arrive. I know this is like 1 hour. We were cheated 1 hour, and I got up this morning like punch drunk because I had a student first thing in the morning before this. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So breathe in and breathe out. Start to bring awareness to your breath. Inhale. And then exhale. And then shine a light from your third eye. And again, if you find your mind fidgeting, turn the light on in your head. And then bring awareness to your breath through your body. This is the practice. When you find your mind racing you, take a pause, just sit. Sometimes ask yourself, what are those thoughts? Soften your jawline. Expand your ribcage through the front, the sides, the back. Notice the space between your ribs, those intercostal muscles. And pause at the top of your breath, acknowledge what that is. And then let it go. Inhale. Steady, gradually. Notice if you're breathing too fast, too far. Steady your mind here. Good. And now with your next breath, inhale, bring your palms towards your heart center in a prayer pose. And now take your arms over your head and open in a T position. Inhale, heart center, prayer pose. Over your head, exhale, big circle, all the way to T. One more time, inhale, heart center. Exhale over your head in a circle. And now we go the other way. Inhale all the way over your head. Bring your hands to your heart center. Down and up. Inhale, open to your heart center. Namaste. One more. Inhale to your heart center. Good. Now keep your left leg bent. Extend your right leg out. Bring your palms over your heart towards the ceiling. And now interlace your hands, except for the index finger in Kali Mudra. Right thumb on top of the left thumb. With your next breath, inhale, lift your chest and travel your chest over to the right. Pull your left knee to the left. Lift your ribcage up, 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 and breathe in here. Then press the shoulders down. Inhale, use your core, come back up. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Lift your chest, exhale, travel to the right. Pull your left knee to the left. Your left knee goes the opposite way, Annalie. Left knee to the left. Bend it, bend it, bend it. Bend your left leg, look at me. See, pull the left knee and straighten your right leg. And now there's a little tug of war between your left knee and your chest. Breathe into your spine. Slowly come center. Bend your right knee, extend your left leg. And now change your thumbs and walk your fingers one finger down. That's complicated to do sometimes. Inhale. Lift your chest up, travel over to the left. Draw the right knee to the right. Now lift your chest up. Front lower ribs down towards your spine. Can you shine a light through your back body? Inhale, come all the way up. Pause. Exhale, travel over to the left. Lift your chest. Draw the right hip back. Slowly come center. Liberate your arms. Hug your knees to your chest. Massage your sacrum down. Circle, circle your ankles. Good. Now find the block. We'll do our little bridges, firing up those glutes. Your block is on the medium setting. We're going to go into a very low bridge. Palms alongside your body for now. With your next breath, lift your tailbone, lift your sacrum, lift your low back. Your ribs are on the floor. Breathe in here, lift your palms over your heart. Turn your right finger towards the back wall and take your left hand over the right fingers and now stretch it out. Breathe in here. Now hug those muscles. If you notice that you're lifting your hips too high, lower your hips down. Your low back is very quiet. And now change your hands. And now visualize those glutes sinking all the way to the bones. Release your hand, make a fist and little circles. Circle in both directions. Good. Take your hands to your thighs. Little lift, 1 inch lift up and lower small. It's a small bridge. Lift 1 inch, lower 1 inch. Lift and hold, lower. Lift and hold, lower. Lift and hold, lower. 2 more. Lift and hold, lower. Lift and hold. Good. Now bring your palms facing each other, mimicking the block. We're going to keep the hips steady. Now a little squeeze of the block and then release little. A little squeeze and little. Hands alongside your body, parallel to your thighs. And lift and squeeze off the floor, Mary. And lift, lower. And then squeeze in, release. Breathe here, 4. Release small. Shine a light through the bones. Squeeze, release. I highly recommend you do this in the morning and at night, even in bed. You're gonna avoid any low back issues. Now, hands to your thighs. Lengthen your hips towards your calf muscles. Now lower your low back only and breathe and keep that length. Breathe here. Now lower your sacrum and lower your tailbone. Yay. Move the block out of your way. Stay on the center of your sacrum. Drop your knees to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Massaging that SI joint. It's little, very little, very little. Good. Slowly come upright. Take the block between your palms. Frame the narrow part of your block. Ground your sacrum, lift your right leg up. Shoulders away from your ears. Extend your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, lift your chest. Travel to the right, lift your shoulders. Bend your right knee, extend your left leg. Left leg, lower your left leg a little more, yeah, but not too low where your low back is gonna start to arch. Breathe and lift a little further. Lift your chin a little. And now slowly come back to the floor, bend your knees. Inhale, sacrum on the floor, press the sacrum down, extend your right leg through molasses, not too low, not too high. Lift your chest and twist to the left. Keep your legs aligned with your hips. Lift a little higher. Lift your chin for 3. Breathe 2 and 1. Slowly come back. Inhale. Exhale, take the block, bend the elbows, front lower ribs are down. Imagine another block between your elbows. Mary, turn the block the other way, like so. Frame the block with your hand, fingers up to the ceiling though. Yes. Bend the elbows, and now extend your left leg. Lift your chest. Breathe, gaze up towards the ceiling, and you're on your sacrum, press it down. Inhale, lower your head. Exhale, extend your right leg, lift your chest, gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathe here, elbows in for 3 and 2. Lower down and rest. Now open your feet wide. Drop your knees to the right. And drop your knees to the left. Always try to stay on the center of your sacrum, just so we create this proper alignment and not feed the old habits where we do this anterior tilt. So stay on the center and see where your body is taking you from here. With your next breath, cross your ankles, rock and roll a couple of times, come all the way to all fours. And remember, we're trying to work on avoiding mental diarrhea. So, quietening the mind. With your next breath, take your right leg all the way to the left. Hollow your belly, gaze over the left shoulder. Breathe. And now with your next breath, gaze forward, come to your left forearm, come to your right fingertips, and now bring your right knee to your right tricep. You're doing a little core exercise here. Left forearm down, left forearm. Yeah, there you go. And now take your right leg to your right tricep, and now take it out to the side. Hover that leg in the air, follow your belly. Right leg behind you, gaze over the left shoulder, here's your little recovery. With your next breath, right knee to your right tricep. Breathe, hollow your belly. Extend your right leg out. For some of you, maybe your right hand hovers as well. Oh, 4, 3, on your forearm underneath, that's easier. 2 and 1. Now drop your right leg straight down, come into your gate pose. Maybe come over here underneath so you can see me better. Take your right hand to your thigh, lift your left palm up and behind your head. Lift your rib cage. Focus more on the rib cage rather than your arms stretching out. Both muscles are active. And now from here, extend your left arm if it's available for you. Breathe. Slowly, slowly come down to your hands. Take your right leg all the way next to the left, child's pose. Breathe, walk your fingertips as far forward as you can, draw the hips back. Use your breath. With your next breath, lift your chest, and now take your hands all the way towards your feet, turn your palms behind you, and now lift your chest, press the tops of your palms down, and breathe. So now the tendency, I'm very sensitive about that, is the movement is not coming from your neck. Your neck is a continuum of your spine. So when you open your chest, okay, then your neck, just let it go naturally. Otherwise, you're overly straining and overly extending your cervical spine. But press the tops of your palms. Slowly come forward, shake your hands a little bit, okay? And then Annalie, come straight like that, then you'll be able to see way better. And there's a knee, if you need anything for your knees, there's padding here. All right? And come a little further that way so Mary won't be in your way. And now slowly come forward. This time, your left leg goes behind the right. Lift your chest, inhale, gaze over to the right. Breathe in. And now bring your right forearm down to the floor. Come to your left fingertips. Inhale, gaze forward, left knee to your left tricep. Hollow your belly. Hollow, hollow, hollow. Good. Extend your left leg straight out, maybe hip height. Breathe shoulders away from you. Pull the shoulders back. Inhale, take your left leg behind you, gaze over the right shoulder. Exhale, knee to your tricep. Hollow your belly, depress the shoulders. Bring your chest forward. I don't want to see your head hiding. Cindy, lift your chest forward. Oh, thank you. Now extend your left leg. Power, stay here, or maybe your left hand comes and hovering off the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your left leg down, gate pose. Come all the way up, right hand behind your head. Inhale, lift and lengthen your chest. Breathe in here. Once you establish the opening in your rib cage, maybe you extend your arm. Right arm, yeah. For 3, breathe 2, And one, slowly release it. Bring your hands down and bring your knees down to the floor, child's pose. Lengthen those hips further back. Bring your fingertips, keep walking your fingertips forward, and then draw the shoulders back. So every time, think of these beautiful systems, those beautiful systems in our body. Everything is functioning, everything is working non-stop, but everything is quiet until something distracts that quietness. So let's try to bring those systems, that calmness to the mind as well. Not being attached. If I could lift up my leg all the way, it doesn't matter. Slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Turn your palms again. Breathe here, lift your chest, and now make fists. Oh, that doesn't feel good. And then open and release. Make a fist. And release. Make a fist and release. One more. Make a fist and release. Bring your hands, shake, 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 shake. Downward facing dog. Claw the mat with your fingertips. Elbows towards the front of the mat. If you're one of those that hyperextends like me, maybe the elbows facing each other. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Start to walk your dog a little bit. Feel free to add a little twist. And again, the practice. Every time we catch ourselves tensing up somewhere, can we flush it out? Can we shine our inner light? And wherever the light is, the breath follows. And again, think of that idea of like, if I have physical diarrhea, am I going to feed myself more cheeseburgers? Or am I going to just give my digestive system a rest? With your next breath, walk your feet back just a little bit, and then ripple forward to plank pose. Come all the way to your tippy toes. Now draw the shoulders back energetically. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Good. And then go back to downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, come all the way forward. Draw the heels of your hands towards your feet. Drop your knees down. And now listen, drop your forearms down evenly. Lift your chest. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, lift your knees or not. Inhale, drop your knees down. Exhale, drop your forearms down. Gaze forward. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, lift your knees. Core active. Drop your hips down a little more. No down dog. Yes. Walk your feet back a little more, Marian. Yes. Inhale, drop your knees. And now drop your forearms down to the floor. Interlace your hands together. Tuck your toes under. Press your forearms down to the floor and now lift your hips high. Walk your feet in a little more if you wish. And now your ears are aligned with your biceps into a dolphin. Hollow your belly and lift your sit bones high, high, high. Inhale, bend your knees and gaze forward. Maybe you don't touch. Exhale, lift your hips high. Inhale, lower. Gaze forward. Exhale, lift your hips high. Press those forearms down to the floor. One more. Inhale. Exhale. With your next breath, gaze forward, drop your knees down. Come to your hands, downward facing dog. Walk your dog a little bit. And with your next breath, walk your hands towards your feet. Open your feet about hip width apart. If you need a block, take a block under your right hand. Bend your right knee and unbend your left elbow and open your heart. Depress the right shoulder, breathe. Bend your right knee and then gaze to the left. That's it. Hollow your belly. Rotate from your rib cage. Can you breathe all the way down to your low back? And now slowly gaze forward and change your hands and change your legs. Bend your left knee, bend your right elbow first, and then extend your arm. Follow your belly. Slowly gaze forward. Bring your hands down. Bring your hands towards your shins and start walking, 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 walking. A few shoulder rolls. Bring your palms up and over. Again, interlace your hands except for the index finger and open your arms to the right. Lift your rib cage up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, change. Come all the way forward. Bring your hands to your heart center. Gaze to the top of your mat and walk slowly to the top of your mat. Bow your head to your heart. And then set your intention of keeping a calm mind, just like the rest of our systems in the body. That's our goal. If you need any blocks, they're close by you. If you need any knee pads, they're close by you. Inhale, lift your palms up. From your hips, exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plank pose. Ripple forward all the way to your tippy toes. Draw the shoulders back. Drop your knees down and drop your chest down. Walk your feet back. Open your hands outside of your mat. Cupcake your hands. And with your next breath, inhale, lift your chest. Glutes are active. Slowly lower down. Inhale, lift your chest. Breathe here. Exhale, lower down. Good. Now take your hands by your ribs. Inhale, little cobra. Breathe. Glutes are active. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Come to child's pose. And then lift your hips high. Feet together, right leg lifts. Look under your belly, all 5 toes are down. Square your hips. With your next breath, right knee to your right tricep. You can always drop your left knee down to the floor. Gaze forward. 3-legged down dog. Inhale, gaze forward, Anjaneyasana. With your right foot forward, drop your left knee down to the floor. Keep your left toes tucked under for right now. Lift your chest, and now draw the right heel and left knee towards one another. Lift your palms all the way up, index finger together, right thumb on top of the left. Inhale, exhale, open to the right. Breathe in here. Draw the right heel back. Can you shine a bright light? Make it happy inside. Breathe in here. Go the other way, to the right, to the right. Yes, 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 the other right. Now slowly, slowly bring your hands to frame your right foot or two blocks. Your left knee stays bent. Lift and lengthen your right leg back. This is awkward, very awkward. Bend your left knee, oh yeah. You might feel shaky. Yes, breathe in here. With your next breath, easy twist. Lift and open your heart. Breathe here. Lift your left hip high. Drop your left knee down to the floor. And now just revolve here. Right hand towards your right hamstring or your left heel, left hamstring. Lift your chest up. Right hand behind, yeah, you go, left hand up, yeah. With your next breath, come all the way forward, plank pose. Bring your weight all the way forward, drop your knees down or not, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. For up dog, your elbows are straight, your knees are off the floor. You engage your glutes, you're on the top of your feet, top of your feet, top of your feet. No, okay. And now drag your chest forward, glutes are active. Maybe you roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Breathe. You can always rest in child's pose. Practice well. Left leg lifts, inhale. Look under your belly. All 5 toes are down. Square your hips. With your next breath, left knee to your left tricep. It's going outside. Bring your weight forward, Mary, all the way to your right hip. There you go. 3-legged down dog. Inhale. Exhale, left leg comes forward, Anjali-asana. Drop your right knee down. Tuck your right toes under. Lift your chest up. Take your break. So those are the little poses, okay? The pause in between the busy. That's what the practice teaches us. Sometimes it's little. It's not always we're going to sit there and doing Om or a mantra. We take that mantra internally into our nerve system. Lift your palms up, left thumb on top of right, interlace your hands except for the index finger. It gets confusing. Yeah. Can we do that with a big smile? Everyone looks so serious. Okay, inhale up and over to the left. Keep your left knee aligned with your toe. It wants to buckle in, pull it out. Keep breathing, lift your chest a little higher. With your next breath, come up. Frame your left foot on a block. Keep your right knee bent, but lift the knee off the floor. Straighten your left leg. Shoulders back is forward. Bend your right knee. Bend your right knee. I know it's awkward. Yes, and straighten your left. Oh, it's shaky, shaky, shaky. I know. I feel it. Breathe in here. With your next breath, easy twist. Right hand down, lift your left arm. Right hip comes up. Find the quiet. In the midst of all of that, there is something peaceful inside of you. With your next breath, gaze forward, drop your right knee down. Lift your right arm up, left hand behind your hamstring or towards your heel. Glutes active, breathe here. With your next breath, gaze forward. Bring your hands in front of you. And now heel to your left foot. Bring your right foot into Malasana. We're going to lift the heels all the way up. Hands in front of you. Draw the shoulders back and down. Lift the heels and then lower a little. Lift the heels and then drop the heels just a little bit. They're still off the floor. We're just giving the feet a little massage here. And with your next breath, drop your heels and lift your chest, or lift your hips. Say yes and no with your head. Grab opposite elbows, forward fold. Lift your shoulders off your ears and now engage your quad muscles. Can you bring your chest a little closer to your thighs, even if your knees are bent? Breathe. With your next breath, liberate your arms, hands to your shins. Walk all the way up. A few shoulder rolls. Hands to your heart center. Take a little pause. Okay, now watch me for 1 second. We're gonna build up on this little flow. We will be, instead of going to easy twist, we will heel toward the right foot slightly and go to the outer blade of that left leg, okay? And then it will be dropping your hips towards the floor and then lifting your hips and your arm, okay? Dropping and lifting. If you feel that you need to drop your knee at any time, feel free to do so. So, inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, get there whichever way. You're lowering all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together, right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, come all the way to your left tippy toes, right knee to your right tricep. Hollow your belly. Three-legged down dog. Exhale, crescent pose. Take your time here. Bend your left knee first. Hollow your belly. Lift up. Now, lengthen your tailbone. Front lower ribs doing a little crunch, and now straighten your left leg. So then you're establishing your glutes are active. Lift your palms up. Remember, you can always drop your knee down. Index finger, right thumb on top. Inhale. Exhale, over to the right. Life sometimes is wobbly and it's challenging, but how do we find that stillness? Breathe. This is the practice. Bend your right knee, Mary. 2 and 1. Slowly come center. Liberate your hands gracefully. Pyramid pose. Bring your hands to your blocks if you need to. Ground your left foot. Draw the right hip back. Breathe. Break it down. Break it down. With your next breath, inhale, bend your right knee, keep your left hand, and now walk your left leg slightly back, walk your right foot to the edge of your mat and go to the outer blade of both feet. Go to the outer blade of your left foot and your right foot. With your next breath, drop your hips almost to the floor, reach your right hand towards your left heel. Exhale, reach over your head, lift. Feel free to drop your left knee. I'm happy to see modification. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your right hand forward. Plank pose. Drop your knees down to the floor and drop your chest down to the floor. Bring your hands all the way forward. Thumbs are up. Walk your knees back. Feet together. Fire up those lower glutes where they meet your hamstrings. And with your next breath, lift your legs and lift your arms. Gaze towards the bridge of your nose. Breathe here for 3. Breathe here for 2. Breathe here for 1. Bring your hands by your ribs, child's pose. Yay, yay, yay. Take a moment. That's your little pause. Whether you're at home, wherever we are, we take that little break. That little mental break. So avoid that little cheeseburger if we have physical diarrhea, and the same thing with the mental diarrhea. We quieten the mind. We don't get attached. Inhale, gaze forward. Downward facing dog. Feet together, right leg lifts, inhale. Gaze forward, bring your right foot forward. Ground your left leg. And now come to reverse Trikonasana. Both legs are straight. Breathe here. With your next breath, take your left hand to your hip. Lengthen your torso and rotate your right ribcage towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Take your right hand to your shin. Rotate the ribcage a little bit more. And now lift your left arm. Breathe. Inhale, gaze forward. Bend your right knee, lift your left heel, and now bring your hands in front of your mat into an L shape or needle. Lift that leg as far up as you possibly can. And we're going to go into Shiva squat. That means you're going to bend your right knee and you're going to bend your left knee behind the right. Gaze forward, come to your fingertips. Bend, and then exhale, lengthen the leg. You're on your right leg, not on your left leg. You're on your right leg. And then bend, Shiva squat, and extend. Bend. Some of you could take the left ball of your foot to the floor and lift your hands to your heart center. Some of you want a little more spice. You could also lift your left foot off the floor. Hollow your belly, lots of core. 2 and 1. Bring your hands down to the floor. Take your left leg to pyramid pose. Now listen, push, find one block, and come all the way up. Make sure that your legs are about hip width apart. Take your right hand to your hip. Find the block here. We're going to go on the tall setting today with the block. So inhale, both hip points are forward. Left hand takes the block, right hand to your hip. Yeah? And now inhale from the creases of your hip, draw the right hip back and bring your chest forward. The block goes way forward in front of your mat, all the way down. Inhale, and now hollow your belly, draw the right hip back. Stay halfway for now. Breathe in here, press the balls of your feet a lot. Feel that length, and now bring the block under your left shoulder. Lift your chest, and now rotate from the rib cage, bend the right elbow, and then lift your chest. So this is a friendly way to do revolved triangle. I like it. Breathe here. Hollow your belly like you're doing a little crunch, then rotate your left rib cage a little bit more. Slowly gaze forward. Bring your hands down, bend your right knee, and now bend your left leg behind the right knee. Come all the way down. Lord of the fishes, hello. How we doing? Everyone is so quiet. Oh my goodness. Working hard. Breathe in, take a moment. Again, this is the practice. Take a break when you need to, but over time, you will have this mental break as you're doing difficult things. And every time remind yourself of your beautiful body, how many systems working harmoniously. You don't even know it's there. So breathe. This is what we do. We're rewiring the nerve system. So when the waves are coming against us, we keep cool as best as we can. All right. So we're going to go to an easy, an open twist. Take your left hand or left forearm down to the floor on your left. Lift your right palm, inhale. And now, just like we did in the beginning of class, that right knee is working in the opposite directions. Inhale. Exhale, reach your fingertips as far to the left. And now draw the spine backwards. Depress the right shoulder, depress the right shoulder. Follow your belly. Keep breathing. Breathe. Inhale, bend the right elbow. Open your heart. Exhale, travel up and over again. Depress the right shoulder, hold your belly, gaze towards your left elbow. And now we're going to do a little functional movement. I want you to come up, just watch me, okay? You're going to end up at the back of your mat, and the second floor will go that way, but just watch. How many of us have a hard time? I know my husband does, and he doesn't want to listen to me. You would think, right? Bending your knees or reaching towards the floor. So here is a functional movement. We're going to do the left hand goes behind. That's just watch. I'm going to lift my hips, and then I'm going to go all the way to the back. Okay? I'll do it again. I'm going to turn and bend. Okay, let's just do that. We'll play with that. So left hand behind you. Right hand gives you this energy to lift you up. So it's like you lift your hips. Yeah. And then turn everything to the left, like you're doing a pyramid pose to the back of your mat. Back of your mat. Left leg back, right leg forward. There. Okay, now turn everything to the right. Turn everything to the right. Walk your feet, walk your feet. Yeah, and now you're coming down to the floor and you're into that little twist. Okay, so now there's the little right in the knees. Breathe into that, because all we're doing is hydrating the knee joint. For some of you, maybe you'll need blocks. Okay, so here we go again. Inhale, follow your belly, come forward. And now turn everything to the left. Your feet are swiveling all the way to the back of your mat. And we stand up, we stand up. Yep, there you go. And now just turn your hands to the right and turn your feet to the right, turn your feet to the right, turn your feet to the right, and drop it down. Better? Yes, no? Okay. No?
It's just very awkward for me. It's with my hips.
Yes.
Artificial hips. I
Right.
can't do some of that real extreme weight bearing in
Okay.
positions.
So just do your best. And like I said, just they don't do it. Like I said, listen to your body. Here we go. Inhale. Maybe you can just do this, Cindy.
Yeah.
You can just do that.
Yeah, I'm just cheating on it.
It's okay. It's okay. There you go. And now slowly gaze forward. Take your right leg back. And you in down dog. Down dog, front of your mat. Breathe. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Knee to your tricep. Come all the way forward. Three-legged down dog, inhale. Crescent pose, bring your left foot forward. Stay here low, take your time. Bend your right knee, glutes active, lift your chest up. Good. Now lengthen your tailbone, front lower ribs are down. Now straighten your right knee, in and out. Bring your hands together, left arm over the right. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. Breathe. Keep your left knee as best as you can. Ooh. Ooh. Breathe in here. Now, how can you avoid that mental diarrhea right now? Okay, can you calm your mind? Can you shine a light? Can you use your muscles? With your next breath, come forward, pyramid pose. Find your blocks if you need to. Ground your right foot. Keep breathing. Draw the left hip back, chest forward. Okay, now walk your right foot slightly back. Bring both hands to the inside, heel to your left foot slightly to the left, and now go to the outer blade of both feet. Some of you will drop your right knee down to the floor. It's perfectly okay. Reach your left hand. Here is the modification. Exhale, lift your arm over your head or lift your knee off the floor. Okay? Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift your hips. Gaze forward, lift your right knee, plank pose. Come all the way to your tippy toes. Drop your knees down and drop your chest down. Walk your knees back. Find your little chaturanga arms. And now inhale, lift your feet and lift your arms in cactus. Glutes are active. Gaze toward the bridge of your nose. 3, 2, breathe. 1. Hands down, child's pose. Take a moment, celebrate the quiet. Internalize it into your nerve system here. How is your breath and how is your pillar of light liberating you internally? And rather than thinking, oh my goodness, this is so challenging, how lucky am I that I can even practice a quarter of the practice today? That I even woke up and I was able to show up. Breathe into that. With your next breath, gaze forward, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Bring your left foot forward. Ground your right foot. Straighten both legs. Reverse your Trikonasana. Breathe here. Right hand to your hip. Lengthen your torso. Rotate your left ribcage towards the ceiling. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then find your Trikonasana. Use your breath. Inhale and exhale. Break it down to small increments. With your next breath, gaze forward, bend your left knee, lift your right heel, needle or L shape. Draw the left hip back and in, gaze forward. Shiva squat. Inhale, bend your left knee and right knee behind. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. You can stay here. You can bring your ball of your right foot to the floor and hands to your heart center. Or some of you can use more core and lift the right foot. Gaze forward. For 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hands down. Take your right leg to pyramid pose. Bend your left knee, find your block, and come all the way up. Yes. Take your right hand, left hand to your hips. Square your hips. Inhale. On the exhale, from the creases of your hips, reach forward, forward, forward. Take your right hand as far forward as you can, way in front of you. And now draw the left hip back. Press the balls of your feet strongly. Breathe in here. And now you can stay here. Sometimes I really love staying here because it gives me a great opening. Or bring the right hand with the block under your shoulder. Bend your left elbow and rotate from the ribcage open into your revolved triangle variation. Hollow your belly and then rotate a little more for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Bend your left leg, find your fingertips on the floor, and now bring your right knee behind the left knee. Come all the way down. Ah, you did it. Take a moment again, breathe in and breathe out. Unload, unload. So life sometimes is unpredictable, but over time when we practice again to do those intense things, but we use our breath, we use our inner light, we use our wisdom, a lot of that goodness kind of like sticks into our inner being. And then the next time we're able to do a little bit more and a little bit more. So then when you find yourself in those little wavy situations, you're already ready to face that. It's there. With your next breath, take your right forearm to the floor. Lift your left arm up, inhale, and now your left knee is working as an opposition. Reach all the way to the right, cupcake your hand, and now hollow your belly, gaze towards your right elbow. The left arm wants to come up. Can you depress it down a little bit? Yes. Now hollow your belly. Scoop your belly towards your spine. Inhale, lift your arm up. Breathe open. Exhale, reach all the way forward. Cupcake your hand. Hollow your belly. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly come up. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna go through the little bend and straighten the knee a little. For you, just stay here. Okay, that's plenty because you're still working those knees. Okay, so this will be your modification. Otherwise, as you lift your arm, you're gonna lift your hips and you're gonna turn everything to the right. Walk your hands, walk your hands, walk your feet to the right. Yes. And now we change it. Take everything to the left. Turn everything to the left. And now bend your knees, one knee behind the other. Yeah. That's the work. Okay. It's this. It's this. It's that work right there. This is investment in your body. I'm not joking. Okay, because this function, okay, as flexible as I am and everything else, I find myself doing this. And I'm working on it now. That's why I'm doing this. And I don't like it, but I'm doing it anyway. So I find if I need to pick something, I do this because it's easy for me. You see where my butt is? I'm not going here. Okay, so I started to analyze that. It's like, my nervous system doesn't want to go there, so I'm going to go there anyway, but I break it down small. So that's that same thing. I'm really working a lot about that. So here we are. So I do it because I love you. All right, so here we go. One more time. Inhale, lift, and let's just do that little motion without the twisting. Okay, you're going to lift, turn a little bit to the right, and now bend and come down to the floor. Yes, better? Use your core. Inhale, lift. Bend your knees, use your core, hollow your belly, and then come down. Voila. Okay? Come down. You're done. You're done with all the hard things. All right, come down to your belly. Sphinx pose. Shoulders away from your ears. Now, energetically, spread your fingers, your elbows under your shoulders. And now you're going to lift your fingers and pull energetically the heels of your hands towards your elbows. Notice how your chest comes forward. Now, remember, don't let your neck do the work. No. Okay. So shoulder blades, you have a block between your shoulder blades that is bringing your sternum forward. Now think about widening your collarbone. You're pulling those elbows back. That's going to open your chest a little more. Notice my nose is low. See where I'm at? Because I'm still focusing on my chest. And then from there, my neck is free. Yeah. Keep breathing. Slowly release it. Take your left hand forward and take your right hand forward. Bring your knees together. Point your toes and now bend your knees. Squeeze your knees like you have a block. Some of you can stay here and do a little sphinx. That's a nice back bend. That's a great back bend right here. Okay? Otherwise, you can reach your hands to your feet. Okay? Hands to your feet. And on your next inhale, you're going to come up into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Otherwise, you can come to Sphinx pose and bring your toes together. Yeah. Now Leslie, bring your elbows forward more, Mama. A little bit. There you go. Now breathe here. I really like this. Same idea. Now bring your chest forward and pull your elbows back. Do you feel it? Breathe. Toes, point your toes. Yeah. Drop your chin down just a smidgen, Mama. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Take your left hand to 11 o'clock. Scoot your body to the right. And now take your right leg behind you. You can stretch out both legs. Do whatever feels good. For some of you, if you feel really, really tight, bend both knees. Okay? And then if you want to work on your armpit a little more for today, I'm letting you rest your head on your tricep and then press the serratus and the armpit down to the floor. Press your bottom hip down strongly, breathe. And feel free to shift forward and back without moving your right foot. You can move your right hip forward and back and breathe. Keep breathing here. So now again, remember, find that stillness, calmness. There, you can straighten this leg out as well, straight behind you. Too much? Okay, then bend here. You can also bend both knees and find the block and breathe. You feel that? And now find, right, remember, you want to go until you feel you can surrender. Breathe here. Yeah. Press that left hip down, 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 and then forward. Back, massage that spine. Doing okay? Breathe, relax the shoulders. And then go inward. Can you strip any layers of tension in your body? Can you have a little conversation with whatever you're feeling and wherever you're feeling this? Now, Vicky, you can take your left arm, if that bothers you, like 11 o'clock. So right now you have it at 3 o'clock. Yeah, open it and rest it, like take it to 12 o'clock and rest your arm, like so. So your arm, yeah, and then you can stack your knees together if it's too much for you, exactly, like that. Bend your knees, if you put a block between, yeah, there you go. And then as you create more space, then you can spread your legs out. Less is more. Remember, it's all to do with your nerve system. And now go inwardly, and you're trying to heal this mental diarrhea, right? You're using a light, you're using your breath. You're not attached to what it is that you're feeling. That's not who you are. All you're doing is focusing on your breath and your pillar of light, and you're just following this maze. And when there's a little bump, like we had through the practice today, you soften down with your inner light like aromatherapy oil. Slowly come to your belly. Take a moment, breathe. Ooh. Take a little rest here. And with your next breath, shift your body to the left. Take your right arm either to 1 o'clock or even 12 o'clock if you wanted to rest your head on your upper arm today, and flip your right leg behind you, or stack your knees together and breathe. Good? You feel? Good. Breathe in, and then if this side feels easier, then you can extend the leg behind you.
This side's easier.
Okay, then honor that.
Okay.
Okay, we just honor each side. We don't identify. Soften, mama, soften, 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 soften. Love you. Breathe, breathe. We're here, we're showing up, we're doing good work. We're doing good work. Every time we show up on the mat, we know, even through the challenges, we are liberating ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, working towards longevity, but with a happy being or happier being. So use your light to guide you. And wherever your light is, your breath follows. Separate your teeth, soften your jawline. And then as you scan your body, notice, where did your habit sneak up on you? Where is that little, I want to push, without even realizing. Maybe you drop your left forearm down to the floor, and notice how that might change the dynamics. One less thing to think about. The only thing you committed to right now is your breath and your pillar of light. And you are the observer. You're observing what's going on. Where is my body taking me? And wherever it's taking me, I trust that's where I need to be. So I shine my light and my breath follows. And we already forgot all the triangle poses and the revolved triangle. This is way behind us. We already invested in that. And now we're trying to reset that nerve system. Slowly come back to your belly. Go, take a moment, breathe in, a few shoulder rolls. More importantly, quieten that mind, flush everything out that doesn't belong there. And now bring your hands by your ribs. Come into a child's pose, and then scoot your legs to the left or to the right, and come all the way down to your back. We'll go into reverse tabletop just to reset everything. Take your hands behind you, press your feet down to the floor, shoulders back and down, and now lift your hips. Tuck your chin under. Notice my chin is the last thing that is gonna go up. I'm lifting, I'm pushing, glutes active, and now I just lift my chin a little. Breathe here. 3, breathe 2, and 1. Lengthen your tailbone, and now lower down. Here is the nice setup. If you have 2 blocks, you're gonna put 1 block on top of the other on the right side. If you only have 1 block, then take your 1 block on the medium setting, like it'll be like so, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna stack both knees together. I'm gonna show you options. My sacrum is grounded. We already know the center of the sacrum. And then I'm gonna rest. Try to align your right sit bone with your right knee and your right ankle. Option 1, well, where we're gonna be going is first establish your sacrum. I'm gonna go to figure 4 and open and just rest here. Okay, if that's too difficult, maybe you take your left ankle towards right below your knee. If that's difficult, take it over your ankle. Okay, so either figure 4, you're right above the knee, relax your shoulders, relax your leg, ground your sacrum gently, just make sure that you're right at the center there. You can open your arms in a T. You can also grab opposite elbows to frame your ears. You can go to cactus arms. But be mindful of pressing the center of your sacrum down to the floor. And use your breath here. And feel free to shift if you got tired of the figure 4 and you want to go to this banana shape with your left ankle over the right ankle. Feel free to do that too. You can grab opposite, cross your wrists over your head if you like. It feels really nice to do this little banana shape with the block under it. So I've never done that before, but it feels nice. If you want to try it at one point, you can. But more importantly, how do we quieten the busy mind? How do we shine more light in there? And how do we bring that harmony that we have in our other systems in the body to our mind? Good. And now with your next breath, if you have your figure 4, bend your right knee and then take the arch of your right foot into the edge of the block. So you're bending your right knee, your left ankle is still in that figure 4. Now press your sacrum down. For many of us, the left knee is a little closer to the chest. That's okay, but don't push it so far when your hips are crooked. So first, your hips are stable on the floor evenly. You can take one hand in the inside of your heel and one hand on the inside of your knee. And don't over push. Just let it stay there. Rest your hands there. Relax your shoulders. And ground your hips down. That's the work. It's not how far that left knee goes forward. How even are your hips on the floor? And now how can we, in this shape, that could be a situation in our life, how do we find that little stillness? Use your long breath. Slowly release your left leg. Stretch out your left leg, stretch out your right leg on the block. Tick-tock your right ankle, right and left. Circle your ankle. And when you're ready, we're gonna go to the other side. So shift the blocks to the left. Do you guys like that? Feels good? Nice. So left leg, take it, I want your knee to be under the block, Mary. everyone. Your block is crossing your knee, so it's below and above your knee. All right? Now lay back first and find your hips, lengthen your tailbone. Wiggle your hips a little. And now this side, you're gonna take figure 4. This side might be totally different. Don't identify with that. It's just where you are right now. Maybe below the knee, maybe banana, ankle to ankle. And now decide what you're gonna do. What I want you to do is visualize how this heel, without pushing it, it's just descending down. You're relaxing the muscles to descend all the way down. Do whatever feels good with your arms. You can grab opposite elbows. You can do cactus arms. You can even stretch and cross your wrists and then palms together like in a prayer pose. And breathe. Like prayer pose over your head, Mom. Yeah, there. There. And don't interlace, just make it soft. Yes, baby. There. Breathe in, make it light. Use your breath. Cindy, try this one. This, or even this, I really like that. Just one leg. Do you feel? And then relax, let it be heavy, heavy. Yeah, yeah, this leg on the floor, not resting on there. Yeah. Breathe. And then you could take your arms like so. Yeah, don't interlace, just soft. Just create a frame there. And breathe in there. Soft. Feel it? Breathe. And again, how do you find that clear mind where it works with the rest of your systems in a soft manner? And maybe now you're noticing there is clarity. Through all the challenges of my practice, I can feel clarity. I can breathe with more ease. I can grace my body with this inner light. And with your next breath, bend your left leg and rest the arch of your left foot to the edge of the block. You're meant to undo your legs and then come back again. Yes. And now keep your hips even. I want you to keep your hips even. That's the important part. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah. Breathe. And then don't worry about how far your knees going out, but worry how even your hips are on the floor. Feel free to rest one hand on the inner heel and one on the inner leg, but you're not pushing. You're just creating a little intention, a little intention. Breathe in, breathe out. And if I took a photograph of you, will you look like you're calm? Breathe in and breathe out. And here is your opportunity to find that inner peace. There's nothing you can do except for being at this present moment, no matter where you came from and where you're going. But here is your opportunity to free your mind, maybe for one breath, maybe for half a breath, maybe for 2 breaths. How do we give ourselves permission to be okay with stillness? So difficult to do, just to be on our own. Oftentimes I find myself busy from one thing to another. I'm like, okay, chill out, sit down, just be, just be. Slowly release the leg, hug your knees to your chest, shake it all off. If you like to go to a happy baby or a spinal twist, feel free to go from with knees to the right, gaze to the left. It's also nice to put a block between your knees if you wish. Otherwise, just stay there. And now breathe. Use the breath as your invisible muscles. Breathe in there. Inhale and exhale. Make it light now. Breathe. And then when you find yourself tensing up, can you soften those little belts in your head and in your heart? And then go and take it to the other side. Breathe in into your low back. Come back center. Breathe and lengthen. Did you do both sides? Okay. And when you're ready to come out, come into your favorite way to Shavasana. If you like to put blocks under your knees, you're welcome to do so. If you want to cover your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe. Just shine a light through your breath, through your body. With every breath, you're tracing your body with your inner light, in the shape of your body. And your inner content is expanding to the edges of your skin. Feel that space. And with every exhalation, that light becomes a ball of light at your heart center. Just focus on every exhalation, letting go and getting heavier. And eventually your exhalation becomes exhaling out peace. And inhaling in peace. As we bring our hands to our heart center in a prayer pose, reminding ourselves that life begins with the breath and it ends with the breath. And with each and every one of us, there's this beautiful little child, free of any attachment. So find that little child in you by stripping the layers and the attachment and the identity of what I think I am rather than what and who I really am. Bring your feet towards your hips. Roll over to the side in the fetus pose. And again, everything in the practice has a reason why we go from one pose to another pose. And the fetus pose is to find that little child in you, surrendering, free of any responsibilities. Notice what that feels like, to be free for one breath, because you deserve it. So own that freedom. And before you leave your mat, as always, how do you connect your mat to your daily life? What do you leave behind you? What are you going to take with you? How will you practice yoga, not the physical yoga, off the mat? Slowly push and come up to a seat. Bring your hands together. Separate your fingers. And coming to your lotus mudra, open your middle three fingers. And every time I do that, I've done it hundreds of times. Every time, it's something in my heart opens, because it represents purity and love. And it gives us strength to know that from every muddy situation, there's a beautiful lotus flower. I wish you all a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for being here, and namaste. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone. Head home. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Do you have ginger tea?